modular. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Old Gray Bricks Thursday Night Live. We're so glad you are here, and thank you for joining us tonight. We are talking a little bit about post fest con, whatever you go to tonight, just a little bit. Except the guy down here didn't go, so he can give experience from other cons he's been to and everything. Oh, Brick Snaps is driving right now. He would join us. I believe he is headed to Brick Universe in Kentucky, I think, to display.
Wow!
And I talked to him earlier, and I believe some road somewhere in Kentucky treated his creations about like Jeff Van Winden's got treated in the same area, so he may have mock dust when he gets to Brick Universe.
And because Martin's stuff arrives in such good condition, I didn't tell him about Kentucky highways. I just assumed that they would be okay, and now I'm kind of regretting that. Maybe a little bit.
No, you're not.
You know? No.
No, you're not.
You're not. You're not regretting it at all.
Take that, yeah, British Alabamian. Anyway,
Yeah, limey.
Hey, we share the same queen, so I can't be too mean to him.
Yeah. Well, I hope Martin's stuff arrives safe and not in too much of a disastrous state. Mark, I can remember one of the first fests I did with Mark. You shipped them, right? What happened when you did that?
Well, it was a grave misunderstanding with the kind gentleman of the UPS store, who I think spoke English as a second language, and I brought my it was my evil ship that was probably I don't know if it was even measured up to 100 studs, but it was about yay long. And I brought it in a box, and I didn't have enough packing material in it, but I had it about half full of packing peanuts. And so when I took it, I asked him to finish packing it. And he asked me if it was fragile. And I said, well, just, pack more stuff around it and tape it real good and stuff. And when it arrived to Brick Fair, it looked like he had bear hugged the package and then wrapped tape around it as tight as possible.
Oh, Jesus.
And when I opened the thing up, it was just like the Technic frame of the ship with a bunch of pieces in the box.
It looked like a really terrible Taco Bell burrito, but it was a mock. So that's hilarious.
Oh yeah, I spent a while rebuilding it.
Hello, Wendy. How are you? Welcome to the show. Thank you very much. Pink Wheels is here lurking. I hope that she could join us. Wait, you can't be lurking and watching it. No, you're not. That's not cool.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go around the room and everything. Hopefully more of our guests are on the way. Did you just drop something, Matt? You gave a look like you broke something.
I dropped this entire cup, which is all door frames, so it's not that bad. But yeah, it was not planned demolition.
All right. Not too much noise. We have one of our newer friends on the show. Chris Campbell is here. Tell us what's up in your world, man.
Hi, folks. I'm back from Brick Fair, Alabama, and I am not sick.
Oh, yay.
Congratulations.
Hey,
I am currently working on my second ever train that is from Rebrickable, but it kind of works. It's just extremely fragile, apparently.
Wow. We'll have
So it has hot dogs for connector pieces. It's crazy.
That is nuts.
So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And print random bricks. So.
All right. Awesome. So a rebrickable set. Do you want to say the builder or?
Well, if I would remember it, I would be happy to.
I bought a rebrickable instructions just today.
Yeah, I've really grown to like that site because I don't like building Lego sets, so I'll just go see, hey, is there anybody that built something out of Lego sets that isn't a set? And kind of cool.
Well, good. Will says he's going to hop in with us in a few. That's good. We're always glad. Pink Wheels wants to know, did somebody catch COVID? Don't know any names. I believe, Chris, you said you knew of a couple people. That
Yeah,
had-
I've heard 3 people now that did actually get it. So
Okay.
now whether they got it from there or not, it's another story. Because like,
Well, as long as nobody got syphilis, that's bad. That's good.
Terrible.
Or the Black Death. That's also bad.
see, this rebrickable model was from Inyong Bricks, if I'm pronouncing that right, out of South Korea.
Oh wow. Cool deal.
It's an alternate of the crocodile locomotive.
Cool.
Dana, you're looking a little dark over there today. Your screen,
Dark.
your lighting. Is it just me?
It feels like it's darker in here in general. And the lights are still lit; they're not like blown or anything. But yeah, you're right. It does seem dark in here.
Those black IKEA shelves just suck it all in.
They, well, they do. In hindsight, I should have gone with the white shelves, but black looks cool. So
LED bulbs do dim over time.
that's true. So maybe that's the problem.
What,
I replaced them in my living room like a week or 2 ago, and it was like, whoa! I didn't realize it was so dark in here.
what, I need information what this means right here. What does this mean?
Well, I was all beat up. That,
Yeah, I was going to say.
Okay.
all right.
Don't you recall he didn't survive a fall very well?
No. I know about that, and I understand if that was a reference to that. But there was another Jeff there, and he fought a goose in Germany once. So I'm open to the possibilities that there was a bar brawl that I missed. So there we go. Okay. Yes, Jeff, do you want to tell about that incident? Did you talk about that Monday?
Oh, well, no, I didn't talk. Well, we didn't talk about it much on Monday because Monday I was still in the car. Wow. Yeah, I was carrying in a bin of food in through the back entrance, and I came around the curb, and I parked my car in the parking garage, walked to the front doors of the building. All the front doors were locked, so I had to walk all the way around the building, and it was a heavy bin because I had like big jugs of water in there and stuff. And by the time I got around to the back, I finally saw the loading doors. I'm like, oh, thank God. And I took a step forward and forgot the curb ended or the sidewalk ended. And I dropped and my face went into the street, basically. Everything survived in the bin. That was good. So I got like a nice little scar up here. I had a bloody nose over here, whatever side it was. My one tooth is a little sore, but I'm quarantining right now, so I'll go to the dentist in the next couple of weeks when I can. I mean, it's just a little tender.
Yep. Most people experience a vent drop after the event, not before.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I was bloody for a while. My knee still. Well, you can see a scab here too. It was a fun event, and the second it happened, I'm like, oh God, I can't afford Medicare or medical coverage in this state.
Neither can most Americans either. So
We would have been taking up a collection for you at Brick Fair, the whole thing. We don't take your Canadian money in this hospital.
And I'm not growing a beard on purpose. It's just I haven't been able to shave here. So I was like, I'm not going to shave anywhere until.
I'm going to take a vote of everybody here and in the chat. Who wants to see bearded Jeff?
I think we need to see bearded Jeff.
I think you would be massively, awesomely Canadian with a big hearty beard.
Be warmer.
There you go.
I'm getting past the scratchy phase now, so
that's the worst part. So
it really is.
Usually, anytime I've tried, I stopped there and I'm like, forget this.
Push through, man. We want to see it. We want bearded Jeff.
Well, we'll see what happens. I'm quarantined anyhow, so it's not like anybody's going to see me. So, but yeah, I never. Oh, my sister's on. I never got my results. I pre-booked the test. I took it on the Sunday just beforehand, like the Sunday of the event. They were supposed to text me and email me the results. I haven't gotten either yet. So when I got to the border, I was 2 hours up until we had you had to produce a test within 72 hours of crossing the border. So I done the test Sunday at 11. I got to the border Wednesday at 9, which was basically 70 hours from the time I took the test. Told them what was going on. They said, well, you can wait here for a couple hours, like in the holding area, like in the parking lot, basically. And if you don't get your results back by then we'll send you back across the border, and they'll give you a PCR test. That's a rapid one. They process it on site. So it'll be a couple hours. It'll cost you money. I'm like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. And about 20 minutes later, the guy came out with a home PCR kit and said, go right home. Only stop for gas if you need it or whatever. When you get home, take the test. So I ended up taking it this morning and had to like go online with someone watching me swab my nose and seal the package up. And unfortunately, the earliest courier time I could get, because it has to be couriered to them, is for tomorrow afternoon. So they're not going to get it till maybe tomorrow evening, most likely Monday, assuming the couriers don't run on the weekend. So I'm kind of stuck here for till at least Monday or Tuesday now. But hey,
That story would have been even more amazing if you had said a Mountie on a horse followed you home. That would have been the best.
The horse couldn't keep up. They tried.
Okay.
And I don't want to know how Pink Wheels knows about the early scratchy beard phase.
This is exactly what I need a clarification on this. How does Meredith know what the early scratchy beard phase feels like? I don't. Okay.
Please don't answer that because I don't. Yeah.
We'll move on. Dude Jude is in the house. We got to meet Dude Jude, man. I'm sitting there. All of a sudden, the guy comes up and says, "Hey, I bet you don't know who I am." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I was supposed to." And it was Dude Jude. So he's the coolest guy. Super nice. Dude Jude, good to meet you, man.
He walked up to me and just said, "Hey, VW Bricks," and I'm like, "Okay, I only know a few people that are going to be here that would know me by that name, like from my chat." And I'm like, "Dude," and he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Dude."
But I guess I didn't meet him, or I didn't know if I met him.
His birthday was on the Friday or the Saturday of that weekend too. So happy belated birthday! I mean, I wished it to him the day after because I totally forgot. But it'd be awesome to have your birthday on a con.
The Mountie's the one that's coming to pick up the swabs.
Yeah, that's true. He's running over from the border, so it's gonna or riding over, so it's gonna take a while.
That's awesome. All right, Matt, what's going on in your Lego world, man?
I arrived back with the largest Burkina order I have placed yet, and I went through my spreadsheet and I filled in various things where I just had a small number of certain parts and certain colors, and so it was a little bit of a topping off certain categories. But in particular, I was ordering dark turquoise and white because I consumed so much of it building the Jetsons Tower. And I also haven't talked about this, but it happened before we left, which is I finished this baby, the latest modular, which has the light nougat, or as I like to call it, very pale Caucasian color in the middle. And definitely you need to use the SPF, like 95 if your skin tone is that shade. But I really like it. I mean, I like the unusual colors. I love the fact that it's putting the light nougat next to the medium nougat and the dark orange, and you've got sand green. I'm just a big fan. I like the asymmetry of it. One of the things that I can't show you unless I drop it is that when you put it together, they use a couple of hinge plates, and then you've got wing plates so that the foundation meets up with just the right diagonal. And so when we talk about Lego math, tip to hat, because I'm not very good at figuring out diagonals in Lego, but whoever designed it obviously got it right. It all comes together. It's got some clever uses of fenders, car fenders over the top of windows. It's got it's got a nice little design for the rounded area over the, and it has one of the most complicated front entrances where you put all this stuff together and it's pretty unstable until you lock it down at the very end. And I'm building that thinking, I would never have figured this out on my own. There's so many, you put this on its side, so this other piece comes out, and this other piece attaches here, and then when you put the top, it all locks down, but it's kind of a little dicey there up until you get the layer of plates to solidify the whole thing. So wow. I'm also a big fan of the use of the for the palm tree trunk. They're using those kind of eggshell flower pieces in their stack to give it that I don't know the name of the particular kind of palm tree, but there's certainly palm trees that have that bark that kind of comes up with those.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Those angles. So I'm a big fan. To me, it reads maybe Havana, Cuba. As someone who has a whole street from San Juan, that's the kind of vibe I get for it. I'd love to see them maybe do another building or two that could be adjacent to it that would look good side by side. So,
and that's a corner build, right?
It is a corner build, and they have a lot of corner builds. Probably too many.
Yeah, I can't remember. There used to be kind of a pattern. It was like a couple of buildings in a corner, a couple of buildings in a corner, something like that. I can't remember. Anyway, that's awesome. I like that color. How many new colors have they released recently? You got that weird lime yellow, green, and super light flesh nougat. What else? Is that it?
We've got the very pale nougat, the neon yellow that's coming out just this year. Yeah. And very pale yellow and the very pale green. Those are relatively new colors.
Yep. Oh, look at here. We have two new guests here. We've got a Canadian and an almost Canadian because he's in the Pacific Northwest. Will is here.
Yeah, real close. Yeah.
Will and Gil. Y'all should have a show now. You're the Will and Gil show. Anyway, let's go to Mr. Gil and see what's up in his world. Hey, Gil, how are you?
Yeah, bad. You guys use the camera. The cord is short, so I got the side saddle thing going. So.
Are you debating somebody online? Is that what's going on?
No, it's actually I'm going for that Hitchcockian sort of effect. So you see my beautiful profile the whole time.
Watch it now.
Yeah, not too much. Lego related, I did do a couple pictures. Lego Batman one of the two motorcycle things set. So that was kind of fun. But that and today actually I did get a Lego Bricklink order or whatever of the it's way over there so I can't get it, but it's those, the little snow guardian dudes from the collector minifig thing.
Yep.
So so I got 4 of those, so hopefully trying to do something with those with like maybe a small build and pictures and yeah, that's it.
Awesome. All right. I'll have to look up your picture there, Mr. Hitchcock. So how much? Wait. So the two Canadians definitely got snow. None of us, the rest of us here. So how much, Gil? How much did you guys get in the last, say, 4 or 5 days?
We got it all in one shot, and I'm sure that Jeff is the same. Like we got about 2 feet in 12 hours.
Man.
So it was like, it broke some records. So it was pretty crazy.
Okay, that's good to know that's not. I mean, you get snow, but you don't usually get that much, right? In one.
Not that fast. Like we've gotten that much before, but like to come in that fast was pretty crazy. So that's like Buffalo level stuff. So yeah,
I've got some pictures if you want to see them. Sharing it.
Okay.
Great White North, eh?
This is what you came home to, right?
Absolutely.
This is what. This is after I cleared some snow. There was like another row of snow along here that I had to clear, but
gee whiz.
Yeah.
Hopefully I go the wrong one. Hold on.
Like we live in front of a field, so between the snow and the drifts, when I opened up the garage door, it was above my waist.
Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah, it's insane.
I think your yard got more than the entire state of Georgia did. So
yeah, that was where the original snow line was, because my neighbor just basically took the snow blower and took that away. So I was able to get the trailer in, but when I opened the door to the car, I couldn't because that snowbank was in the way. So I had to pull the car out on a weird angle in order to get it in.
Gee whiz.
So Jeff, did you get nailed in that horrible mess on the drive home? I guess he did. So bad it sent him running.
Removed himself.
That's right.
Okay. And the funny thing is, he can walk on the ice and snow like that in Canada and not fall, but 5 seconds in Alabama, he's on the pavement. So We'll wait for him to reconnect and everything. Will, what's going on in your world, man?
Not much. Just going through a giant Burkina order as well. I'm trying to make something with a bunch of magenta, so I just have stupid amounts of magenta now, which is quite fun.
Stupid amounts of magenta. That sounds like a great album.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, it's annoying because getting basic pieces of magenta in large quantities is not really going to happen. But you get weird stuff like dots. All has a bunch of magenta. So I just got a tackle box full of dots because when I was able to find the first series for like $1 at Michael's, I got like 50 of them, I think.
Yeah.
Which is way more of these than I know what to do with in every color. Like,
They're like
I don't know.
overflow in my parts drawer.
Well, what's better is that we had that in the pick-a-brick wall, and I got like 3 cups of that in coral, which I don't know why, but it glows orange under a black light. So I'm thinking at some point I can make like a lava lake with a black light, and that'll actually glow orange, even though it's pink. But you know,
that's cool.
I don't know if
the colors weirdly.
I don't know if you've noticed this, Will, but a lot of the like colors that are typically used for accent, and I'm thinking here of lime green. I was trying to build a Bob's Burger that uses lime green and yellow. There's very few plates, so you can get bricks in lime green. You can get a lot of accent pieces, but if you actually want to build with plates to lock things down, there's just not that many. It don't come in that many sets, and plates for some of the rare colors are actually a pain in the butt to acquire.
It's pretty bad for olive green too. I was trying to build with olive green on like a mech. I was like, oh, I want a 1x2 tile. That's not a thing. So that's kind of nice. Smallest you get is 1x3s, I think. And then after that, it's like 1x6s. And like, that's awkward.
Yeah, that's kind of, especially when they come out with a new color and they only release it in, you know, they don't release it in a pretty wide variety. It looks like that new limey, yellow, greeny, whatever. They actually put quite a few brick out with that color.
It has a decent variety. Oh, I also finished this guy for Brixcalibur, a big castle golem thing.
Dude, that's awesome.
Oh,
He's a lot of fun. He doesn't pose that well, but yeah.
He kind of looks like he's carrying that thing that the priests carry in, Episcopal churches, the incense thing.
The censer?
Censer, yeah.
The censer.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what scale I want to build him on, right? Like, I kind of want to make, like, a micro-scale kingdom that he's destroying, where, like, this is, like, your minifig, right? And he, like, isn't even as tall as, like, the bottom of his foot, which would be kind of great. But I don't know. Yeah, he's fun.
No, that's really awesome. Super amazing. Super cool. All right. Let's see. Let's go check on Mr. Sandlin. And welcome back, Jeff.
Yeah, sorry, I hit the leave button instead of the stop sharing button. Which technically is the same thing. I stopped sharing, so it did work. But,
you ultimately stopped sharing. Yeah. Let's see. And you did say the question was, did you hit any of the storm? Yeah, it did kind of pass south of us, and we just got rain as it passed through. Although that was one of the windiest nights I think I've ever experienced, as that came blowing through the little Airbnb we were staying in. It was howling the night that then came snow other places. Super windy. So, Mr. Sandlin, I believe you have Small Paul with you. What is going on in y'all's world today?
We got Small Paul. We just spent a few minutes. A while back, I traded Dana some sets, and he traded me some of these jungle dragons that he got on clearance. So I just left one of these open, and we used some extra parts to upgrade Small Paul's jungle dragon into a mega jungle dragon.
Yeah, mega.
He's got 2 heads
ultra
now.
wings, 2 heads, and a very long double slapping tail. But not very good legs. It's leg day.
So yeah, we
It's leg day.
You got a super long tail now.
Slap.
A flappy tail. There you go. So you can get your slap on. There you go.
And then
All right.
one head squeaks and the other one growls. This one does this. This one does this. Now,
What you need to do is add a third head that looks all dopey like the Tiamat meme, you know?
together, they do this.
That's a Ghidorah meme.
Or you give it 2 more legs, or 4 more legs, and it's a spider.
Spider dragon. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
What else are you going to show him, Small Paul?
Here is
Your stuff you made with the creator set? Okay.
seriously.
Yep.
Here is the
He got the creator set. It's actually the creator dragon, but one of the alt builds is a scorpion.
and I some of the leftover parts to upgrade one tail. And I made it with a coupe tail. It has like 3 stingers.
Cool. 3 stingers.
This one can. And I have to put this.
We're having technical issues.
Technical difficulties.
All right, Small. Get it together, buddy.
There.
Okay. Buddy.
So this thing can suck its tail inside this thing, and then shoot fire out of it.
Yes, it can.
I bet you didn't know a scorpion can do that.
I did not.
Out of his
So
butt.
did he have Taco Bell the night before?
Maybe.
It has Chipotle sauce.
Does it have dual fire X lasers?
It had jalapeno sauce last night. Okay,
And them jalapenos?
and then it's minion.
That's awesome, Small Paul.
It has like a double thing.
Yeah, this one is 100% Small Paul creation. Here, hold it like this so they can see it.
It has
Love
like 4
Oh,
jaws.
cool.
It has like these are fangs, but these are like the body.
Move your hands so people can see it.
These things grab them.
Yeah,
Right here?
see?
Yeah.
Pincers. Pincers is what you
They're
call it.
teeth.
You know, this kind of reminds me of the little things from Star Trek 2.
I was about to say, do you
Yeah.
have a large Chekhov ear to
So
stick that in?
He tries to eat his enemies. So he grabs one of his enemies with his lower jaws and then stabs him in the face with his top fangs.
It's pretty violent.
Sounds like a graboid.
Yeah. We're out of type that in on Facebook. I get banned again. So
And the real dragon of the world.
let me just say the 2 culprits in that, me being banned and restricted on Facebook, which is why I'm not broadcasting to Facebook tonight and haven't been for a week, is as Jeff is saying he's leaving. I said, hey, stop by Gil, kidnap him, and stuff him in a turret in the back of your thing. And I got tagged by Facebook and restricted with no link to say anything to anybody that says, please let me back on and everything. So I am restricted from posting live. I can't post ads or do anything with my work pages, ministry pages, or anything like that. So thanks for me suggesting 2 Canadians kidnap each other. I'm out. So,
Finally,
Well, could be worse. You could be a youth minister.
yeah, right. All right, there you go.
And yes, there is no appeals court in Facebook jail.
Well, they're supposed to have a link that I can click on and do it, but that I don't have that notification in all the. Anyway, it's all screwed up. And there was a partial. Oh, I guess you messed up. It's going to be okay, but nothing actually was lifted. Facebook's just weird. It's all automated. They don't care. So I got
There's guys I know. There's guys I know in some of the forums. Like they're in Facebook jail like 3-4 times a year. So I think it's pretty common.
Oh yeah. But it's just funny. I didn't really say anything, bad or nothing political, nothing.
No.
And I'm in. So for a comment I made on somebody else's page, and it says repeat violations, which I've never had any. So
Violence is never the answer, Chris.
that's true.
It's the solution, though. Just kidding.
Okay. All right. So yeah. Okay. You are frozen, by the way, Will. So I was noticing. I kept looking down, and you were seeming very intent on what we were saying, but your video is frozen.
Is it fine now, or is it still bad?
No,
You're still frozen.
But
your hand looks enormous now. So
that is questionable. Well, I will refresh this, I suppose. Sure, why
Okay.
not?
We'll let you back in. All right. And there he is. Dana, how are you today? I had coffee with Dana, and I went to Dana's Kroger today. The
No
Super
way.
Mega Kroger.
Yes, Chris, you don't want to get banned.
Did he show you the clearance aisle, or is he still keeping that secret?
He showed me where it was. There was nothing on it. He had already cleared it out. So
Oh,
The clearance aisle was empty, but I at least showed him where it was because there may be another Kroger near him that's similar to that one, and he can now be advised on looking for the clearance aisle in that.
yes, I can.
So, yes, as a matter of fact, today I got to enjoy the company of Mr. Giddens because he was in my town, or part of town, I should say, for something. And I said, well, you can't come all the way over here and not hang out. So we went and had coffee. Unfortunately, we went to a Starbucks, and they had their seating area closed. So that's why we went to Kroger.
We went to the Kroger Starbucks, which had a cafeteria
Yeah.
area there.
Which is like the Kroger. Because that Kroger is awesome. I mean, if they had a place to nap, it would be a vacation destination. I'm just saying. So before
You just
I
have
went
to go behind.
Yeah,
I think
you
it
could
would have been
you could probably
funny.
swing it. You could probably
I
find
think
a
it-
place to sleep.
You should have just taken your Starbucks to the tea and coffee aisle and drank it there. That would be nice.
That would have been suffice. So before I left the house to go meet up with Chris, there was a box outside.
a box.
I got a Lego order, so I got the bunny.
Hey.
Sadly, the box has seen better days, but
Oh,
it's getting opened up and built anyway, so I'm cool with that. So I'm all excited about this. Along with that, I got the +4 set or 4+ set that has the Rhino in it because that's actually the first regular Rhino figure we've ever seen, other than that really bad one that they did from the human version in one of the Spider-Man movies. So I'm excited about having finally a Rhino so I can do my Sinister Six. Yay!
I was going to ask you guys about that because I saw that figure and I thought, I wonder if that's the first one. I guess.
Yeah. Of course, the GWP, which Chris has now advised me that these are available at Walmart.
Yes.
I think you said
online.
Online at Walmart. And then the Monkey Kid polybag, which has gotten really good reviews. This is kind of a cool polybag. So it's got 2 skeletons in it. How can you go wrong with 2 skeletons in a polybag? So that, and then we were as we were going through the Kroger section, they had a new one of these activity books, which comes with this Batman with this wickedly big cape. Which is
I
kinda
just
fun.
got one of those in the mail. Yeah.
Yeah. Wickedly big
They're
cape.
awesome.
It doesn't.
Like Batman Beyond there.
Yeah,
Yep.
it doesn't want
Yeah.
to stay down,
Yeah.
but I guess with some time it will stay down. But I'm supposing it's a flying cape kind of thing.
I got
Like
one of
new
those
Batman
inspired
Beyond.
by Adam because he uses them for his stop action.
For his animation, yeah. Did you also see that he showed taking the armor and taking the shoulder pads off of one of the little bikes, the little rev bikes that come in, the little stunt bikes like the chicken dude, and using those shoulder pads to upgrade the armor? I'm totally getting that to upgrade my armor.
Cool.
Along with that, I also finally got this that I had got used points for. It's a little Spider-Man Lego cover, which is kind of cool. Goes
That's
with the
cool.
Daily Bugle. Add that to my prints. And then the other thing, I've got to get back into doing my habitats to finish off space because I did classic all the way up to Spirius, and now I need to venture into that land of unknown that I don't normally go into. So I had to go in and go through my figures, and I found some Explorians to play with.
Nice.
And I got some, I guess this is UFO? No. Insectoids. No,
that's UFO.
The UFO? You're right.
Yeah.
Yes, this is UFO. I don't have any RoboForce, so I'm going to have to get a RoboForce. I should just get the 3 RoboForce sets and just get out of the way. Because I mean, how easy could that be? It'd just be an easy find. And then I found one robot from insectoids that I have. I got some torsos for insectoids, but I'm going to have to bite the bullet and get some probably insectoid sets too.
Right, I'm going to be right back. I got something to show you.
Okay, and then I had some fun finding some of these. So not only do I have the the aliens from Life on Mars, but I've also got a couple of the figures, so I can start doing some mocks for them. Maybe even repart the sets that these come to. Maybe. And then I was really surprised when I was going through all my figures. I got a few robots from Spyrius and Unitron that I didn't realize I had so many of these extra dudes. I also found some more Spyrius figures and some more Unitron figures to add to the arsenal. But that's about it, I think. So hopefully I'm going to do at least I'm going to try and start off with Explorians to do a habitat, and then maybe even Life on Mars, since I've got enough to play with there. We'll see what happens. Is Chris back, or is he still off?
I'm here. Look, I've got many of the UFO figs here.
I
have thrown in a big bag of. I've got insectoids and UFO all in here. So whatever you need.
Again, I probably should have told you that I was doing this yesterday.
Yes, you should have. So,
but I'm going to see you in a week and a half anyway.
Unfortunately, I have a ton of Blacktron 2 because they were more readily available when I was spending money on this stuff. So,
yeah.
Back in college days, and there's all my classic Blacktrons right there. And
nice, very nice.
I got you covered, man.
Stay a week and a half, Dana.
Train,
weekend, isn't it? Isn't that like a week
next weekend?
Tomorrow?
I mean, a week and 2 days.
Okay.
Or a week and a day. I'll see him next Friday. So yeah, right. You're right. I'm gonna see him next week.
Yep. You're gonna be in my neck of the woods. So
That's not next week. Am I crazy? That's the only reason I'm building trains, for goodness sake.
Yeah. It is next week. Oh, there's one other thing I did, but I don't know if I shared this on here or not. I know I'm crazy. So I got this bad boy that I put together.
Oh, nice.
So got a nice little hangar bay. And I redesigned it a little bit from when I originally did it because everything was stuck together. But I made it so that the corners will pop off so that I can actually do
cool
modular walls. So this way, if I want to take it with me someplace, I can just collapse it down into a flatter space so I don't have to have a box that's so big. So,
all right, is this display space size for?
It is display space size for the Lego store display cases.
Sweet.
So I'm actually need to put. Meredith asked me about this, and I keep forgetting to post the dimensions in the group because since we moved the physical meeting for Peach Leg till next month, everybody will have another month to try and work on and play with that size of space. And we'll be putting some of those in the display cases. And actually, North Point has given us the opportunity to use 2 cases for the lug coming up. So that's going to be nice. Unlike Jeff's hangar, which is not modular. and it does not fold down.
He is so not getting Lego anymore.
Poor Jeff. Wait, let me tell you something. We all feel for you, and it is amazing what you got accomplished in such a small amount of time that you got your stuff rebuilt. But your hangar that was there did not get rebuilt, and I was looking forward to seeing that. And I felt like such a tool being the coordinator coming over and saying, Jeff, I got to ask you a question. Your hangar in the box is taking up space on the space table. Are you going to get to it, or do I need to? And he's like, I'll go pull it. And so I'm like, no, I'm not trying to tell you to pull it. He's like, I don't have time. And I felt like such a goof.
No, I'm glad you did say that because, I mean, I had originally bought it because I wanted to put lights in it because I ordered life lights from Rob Hendricks. And I did get them at the show. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to put these things in. And I got to that point of deciding to put them in an hour before lights out. And then I opened the bin and I went, no, I'm not. Because it was just horrible.
Hey, so. Jeff, if it makes you feel better, I didn't get lights from him, but he did send me an Xbox.
Well, that's cool.
I literally picked up an Xbox from Rob there.
Stevens, that's cool. Why didn't you tell Rob to haul his rear end down there?
I tried. He has 5 dogs and he couldn't get a sitter. That was his excuse.
I can understand that.
He said he's going to Chicago though, so I'm going to try and get to that one.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that is my plan as well, is to get to Chicago. So if either my wife will be well enough to take care of herself, or I will fly her mother down so that I can go up there instead.
Okay, you finished that sentence a lot different than I thought it was going.
I'm keeping this clean, keeping it clean. No,
thank you very much.
I do have one other news, but you don't have to put me in the big screen. So because I didn't get to go, not because I didn't get to go to Brick Fair in Alabama, but I got to go into the Lego store and was talking to them about the lug displays, and I got talking to the local manager, and I said, "Hey, remember last year when I had my 11 habitats, and you got lots of compliments from the other managers at other stores, and we talked about what if I displayed all 42 of them?" And he's like, "Yes, we would love to do that." So yesterday I got to go into the store and take all 42 of them and put them in 4 display cases throughout the store. So they will be there for the next month or so until they start getting more inventory in, so they can fill the cases back up.
I was there.
Yeah,
Tuesday
that's how
at
the
lunch,
stores
and
are
I'm
going
like,
these
I didn't see
days.
those in there. What
Wait, when were you there?
Tuesday?
Tuesday? Yeah, no.
Yeah, it was like right after opening.
Yep.
So.
I popped in. I was hoping they would have gotten a truck on Wednesday, but they did not.
They got one. They got one Tuesday because they had a.
Oh,
it was full on Tuesday. I got.
Sorry, hold on, I got the chat there.
Well, no, the truck came in on Monday.
Oh well, okay.
Yeah,
it doesn't look so bad here, but there's about 1.5 inches of loose Lego underneath.
Oh.
So I was just like, it's just not worth it.
Oh,
so
yuck.
The Brick Fair or Brick Fest that we were at, 206, 205, 206, whatever it was. I remember that Palmer and Gary were assembling that geodesic dome. That's the huge thing. The thing was like 5 feet across.
Omicron.
And there's they're like up on the table and all this kind of stuff. Like, we've set up, we're hanging out, palling around, let's go here, let's go there, let's go all this stuff. These guys are like, they get to the point where like they're both wearing bandanas because they're sweating so much, like putting this thing together. They finally get it cobbled together at like 10:30 at night, and and they're both cross-eyed at this point, and like they would have killed someone for a drink. And I think from the sounds of it, from the next morning after, I think they actually did. And I'm kind of like, man, that is just too much work, because they started doing that. And then they had about 3/4 of a day, and then they had to start to tear it all down again. So I'm just far too lazy of a person to be.
Yeah, we had other builders who had those kind of issues at Brick Fair this time too, and yeah, we
that
did.
was.
But those issues hopefully will take care of themselves and everything. I get, what, if you're having to build it there, Jeff, yours were accidental build. Your stuff was mainly built. You had stuff to repair, and you did have a lot of stuff to repair, and you got it done in quite a timely manner and everything. But it does cut into your free time. But if it's something that you're assembling there, you don't have your own area, and you're planning on visiting with folks and everything, it's pretty tough. I know Meredith had some repair and damage to repair, and we all do. But if you're building it on site that it's never been together, or you've got a plan and you're bringing bricks to build it, that is a hard call to make. I don't know if I could ever do that, man, because it's like
Meredith was still building on site.
Oh yeah,
no,
she was.
She wasn't repairing. She was building.
She was doing a little bit of both, but she had her plan, that kind of thing. So, and she got it done. But she also knew that was going to be the thing, and she had an area that was not connected to other builders that might be waiting to get their stuff set up. And so anyway, but that's all good.
In my defense, all my stuff got knocked over in the elevator by somebody, so it wasn't my fault.
I remember you coming up, and but you got it fixed. You got it done, though.
I did, but I had a lot of extra pieces for some reason. I hadn't figured that one out yet.
But all that being said, though, when I saw the pictures from the whole thing, everyone's display, like all you guys, it looked awesome. Like it looked really good. So, yeah, it's a lot of work or whatever, but I mean, and Jeff's thing just like, it just seemed like it stretched to the horizon. It just kept going and going and going. So yeah, but everyone's stuff looked amazing. It looked like a really good show.
And maybe that'll bring us to the topic of the day. How are you feeling? I mean, even though it may not be this one you've been to, because Dana and Will and Gil, you weren't at the one we were at this weekend. But in general, how do you guys feel coming off a big fest or a big festival? Are you inspired? You're like, man, I'm ready to throw some bricks down. Or are you like, oh my gosh, is it like you just ate a big cheese pizza and somebody says, hey, you want some pudding? And you're like, no, oh my gosh, food's terrible. Yes, I'll eat the pudding. How is it? Somebody chime in. How are you feeling after fest?
Oh, I just go crazy for stuff. We don't have fest, it's BrickCon, but I guess also BrickCan, so Canadian BrickCon. And Bricks Cascade, which is coming up in 2 months.
Yeah.
I just go crazy. And it's nice having all those cons like in about 9 months, because I get like 3 months of like, I'm not going to Lego as much as I have been. But yeah, we got some big-ish plans, hopefully.
So you come home charged up and ready to go?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and you're how old?
25, so.
Okay, there you go.
Exactly.
Jake came home charged up to build too, and I'm like, nope, not going down there, because I'll be honest with you, I'll get into sort mode. I need to be, especially since we've got a couple of display events. But I have no creative juices. I don't even hardly want to put sets together. I've got 2 6-packs of the new Series 22 minifigs that I got before we left. I haven't touched them. I don't care. I really don't care. I don't want to touch them. All right. What? So, but I'm glad you. I'm glad you're encouraged. I'm glad you're ready to go, man.
Sorting mood. I don't understand this.
What?
There's a sorting mood. Is that a thing?
Yes, it is.
That I'm tired of this crap and I need to take care of it. Yeah,
I need that in my house. Is what I need. Sorting.
It doesn't mean I'm going to do anything about it, but I'm in the mood.
I mean, I'm excited. I came. The tower was not finished. The interior is not done. There's other things I want to do with it, and I got a lot of feedback, especially from Mr. Giddens, who comes over and says, all the stuff you built, this is my favorite. And I'm like, well, because it's spacey.
It is. I relate to it. I get it.
Talking about the Jetsons.
Yeah, and I do want to modify it so it will directly link to the Moon-based modules. And so there's a whole series of things that I have in my head that I'd like to do to elaborate on it. But for me, I got home and I had 2 days to prepare for the start of classes after missing a full week with being sick with COVID, a week that I planned to be preparing for classes and did not. So there's a little bit of the ADHD, nothing like a deadline to focus the mind. But while I was sitting in the dentist chair getting cavities drilled, I was mentally planning out changes to the tower. So that was a good distraction from the sound. I don't know that, we've got a show coming up real quick here at the end of the month. I don't know that it's going to get done before that point, but I definitely do want to elaborate and tweak it to the point where if we do a moon base in the future, it would logically snap into that. So
the one thing you're gonna need to do with this, as big as that is, you might have to set it on like 4 and make connectors for 4 base plates or whatever. But you can put a parking area, all the whole thing. I think it's great. I really do like the Jetsons Tower. It seems to fit more in the moon base than it does to town. It vibes really well there. So I like it. Yeah. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Well, I had some guy, I had no idea who he was. He's primarily a Technic builder. And the one thing about our display for people who weren't there, our tables were deep, like two or 3 tables deep. So if you were in the center, which is pretty typical for a convention, you almost had to shout to talk to someone on the outside of the square. It was not very fan friendly if you wanted to carry on a conversation. But anyways, I was standing outside of it, and he was like, "Is that yours?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "I really like that." I was like, oh, thank you. You know, it's just, he goes, I usually build Technic, but I really like this. And I was like, thanks. You know, it's just, you never know who's going to come up and talk to you about stuff. It's always kind of entertaining at cons for that reason.
Yeah, it was really good. So, all right, you're inspired to finish. All right, Will is always ready to tear it up and everything. Jeff, how are you feeling about your?
I want to rebuild the castle mentally, physically not yet. I will probably in the next couple of weeks. But last night while I was laying in bed, I wasn't quite asleep yet, and I'd come up with an idea pre coming to the event, and I was thinking through in my head how to do it. And I mentioned it to a few guys. I was going to build a mini yellow castle that would be a bouncy house. And last night while I was in bed, I was like, but they wouldn't have like, because I are outside by all the festivities that was going on. I thought that'd be hilarious. And I'm like, but hot air, how would you do that? And then it was like a dragon. Like when the old dragons put a pipe over his face.
Wow.
And he'd be blowing hot air into the bouncy house. So
Finally, a use for the yellow dinghies.
There you go.
Just a bunch of those lined up for the walls.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that kind of made that, like, I have a little bit of inspiration to do that. I also have a ton of sorting to do. And yes, sorting is relaxing. So believe it or not.
I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
I totally disagree.
And well, I mean, when I sort, I bring the stuff up to my living room and I throw movies on and I just start sorting. And I don't do I do a major sort just like by color, and then I'll come down here and start dividing it up by part at that point. So, but you know, I need to catch up on TV and movies and YouTube. I have like 90 videos to watch since 2 weeks ago.
Station 11 on HBO Max.
I haven't watched that yet. I've heard about it, but anyway.
Oh, it's Jeff.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Just Jeff. Is the auction over?
Yeah, I go fast, man. I don't have a lot of items up at a time. I'm not selling bulk yet, but soon.
Cool.
So.
Did it go well?
Bulk pieces from Kevin's collection.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So,
Yep.
Jeff, tell us. We were talking a little bit about how you're feeling towards building and being creative after Fest, and it was the first Fest I got to meet you in person, and I'm super excited about that. So, tell us how you're feeling after Fest.
Yeah, sorry about that. My 5G is faster in my living room than my Wi-Fi is, so
Gotcha.
I had to switch over. So your question, how do I feel about building? So I'm at Site B right now for like building goes. Like this is my other building area because I'm 7 and I took over the house.
Mm-hmm.
I am excited about doing it again. Like for the longest time, I just kind of was like, whatever, it's not a big deal, and like I just didn't care anymore. And it kind of sucked, to tell you the truth, because I, got a room full of Lego, and I'm like, yeah, I don't care, But going to the con and like hanging out with people and seeing other people's creations, like it inspired me a bit. Like, I always say I don't want to be classified as X builder or Y builder, but like seeing space stuff again, I was like, yeah, I need to build space stuff. Like, I need to get on it. Or like seeing Matt's like painted ladies, I was like, yep, need to build houses too. Need to really just get into it again. So like that's where I'm at, and that's what I'm trying to do here at Site B, which is make it a better building and more comfortable building area for me, as opposed to what this is. So
Cool.
Yeah.
And I think I can remember like first Fest and second Fest I went to, especially when we came up with Moonbase, 2003. It was like, dude, I got to get home and build. And I built the Waffle House. It was one of the first things I threw down, and I kept.
Look, a Waffle House.
Hey, look, a Waffle House. Let me tell you, in Alabama, that is playing to the crowd right there, buddy.
Had a number of comments while you were gone.
It's so funny to hear that. It is so funny. In fact, Chris from Atlanta Brick Company mentioned it on his show. It's like, dude, there was a space Waffle House. I've never seen such. And he was all excited about that, which was great. But I remember those two, my first couple, were like really charging me up to build. And I don't know what it was about ever since. It's like, man, I'm tuckered out. I'm a little burned out. I'm like being in here. I know I see what I need to do, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to do it. Just really kind of frazzled about the brick and everything. Are the rest of you that way, or anybody else? No, Matt's not. Matt's ready to go.
I just have to clean up the space because it was a gigantic mess. Every time I go to a show, I've got the entire build surface is just covered with debris. So there's that whole tidying up that needs to be done. But I'm excited to start building.
All right. Aunt Bennett says he's laying claim to doing the space buckies. You go for it, man.
Love
Get it done.
Well, I know I got back and I just immediately started building this train because I actually wanted to have another train for the train show coming up. But, you know, right beforehand, I've just been excited about Lego this year in general, I guess. I don't know. I've made so many Bricklink purchases this year. It's ridiculous. I've been building things since Christmas time.
Cool.
I don't know. I have a big, like 4 or 5 story apartment building. I have all the parts that just came in for.
Very cool.
Hope to have that done in the next 2 or 3 weeks. And then I'm changing gears to space.
So, yeah, you are. There you go. Welcome. Sandlin, I know my kid came home charged up to build. What about Paul? Was he inspired?
I can't really tell because since he had to come back a day late, he had to go back to his mom's that evening that we got home.
Gotcha.
He just came back here tonight, and we did some Lego time for about an hour, and now he's upstairs watching TV.
Well, you built a double-headed dragon, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, that was mostly me, but yeah, you know.
I like it.
But the Lego website last week before the convention was allowing us to back order the City of Lanterns, and mine shipped and should be here in the next few days, which will be fun. I can upgrade my City of Lanterns over there to be double wide. And, put the new modules that I built on there and stuff and make it look like a larger, more varied city. So that'll be fun.
Oh, that's fun. So personally for you, do you have some creative ideas you really want to pump out, or are you kind of chill, or?
No, I'm kind of laid back right now. I'm disassembling this moon base that used to be a single hallway moon base because this one does not travel. Every time we hit a bump, the top of this would come off, and I decided to retire that one, and I'll build something else.
So in Small Paul related, I heard at the convention people saying that the underwater Ninjago stuff is sold out on the website. It's not going to be restocked at Target and Walmart. Has anybody else heard about that? I was a little surprised because it seemed like it just came out this fall.
It was an August release, so
I don't know if we're going to get it back at our store, but also like all the old stuff, because Lego is such in high demand right now. We're expecting like big old stuff like in April, May. And that's like stuff that came out in like November. So I don't know about older stuff. It's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, because when I was talking to the store manager, Michael, he was talking about that, you know, yeah, exactly. All the stuff that was coming out late last year, they're finally starting to trickle in. So everything's going to be like 4 to 5 months later than what you were normally used to getting things. And so it's kind of funny because, you know, they're getting like all of it at once because they have so much open shelf space and inventory space. They're like, well, you would normally have gotten this over like probably a month and a half of time, but here it is all at once. So kind of weird. And it's all has to do with shipping containers and dock workers and, you know, it's all COVID related. It's funny that we stop and think about, oh, you know, I'm going to work, I get sick, or I work from home, but there's a lot of people in a lot of areas in the country in certain industries that there just isn't workers. So stuff's not getting done, and it's a trickle effect, and we're all feeling it whether we think about it or not. So Interesting stuff.
So what you're saying is all my pile of shame, I need to open up my BrickLink store, and the market will be wide open for people to buy it. Is that what you're saying?
You know, I'll be curious to see. Matthew, how's your BrickLink store been doing, or did you keep it closed for a while?
Dead. Now, I closed it for 15 days when I was on the road in December.
Right.
And I reopened it. I think I've had one order, one small order, maybe two small orders, but it's been very slow since Christmas break. The other thing about the whole supply chain issue is that one of the fundamental things that's changed is that people are buying more stuff and less services. So instead of paying for somebody to do something, they're buying stuff, and people are buying Lego. Clearly, people bought a ton of Lego during COVID, but based on the store shelves, it looks like people are still buying lots of Lego. So if there's even if there's like a 10% rise, that's a huge amount of Lego. That's a huge gap for Lego to fill, because they can't just add another factory overnight. I mean, each factory they bring online is a multi-year process to get that thing geared up. So yeah, it might be a while.
Yeah.
And if you've been to your local Walmart has put all the clearance tags out, whether they have the set in stock or not. So when you walk in, you're like, I missed all this clearance. And then, it's just never been there. It hasn't been there for months. But they put every tag out in the store. Although I can get the video limo for $18, which that's just not a bad deal. It's a really good set. But I think tomorrow I'm going to do some cleaning. I'll have the basement to myself, and I'm going to build. I may even live stream it on the TikTok tomorrow just to see how that goes. But I'm going to build the Space Command base that I bought while I was down there and put it on the shelf, and also restore my Alpha 1 that needs to be restored. So that'll be fun. I think having that little bit of not mindless, but just enjoying nostalgia of some original bricks may rekindle some juices of creativity and good feelings towards Lego and everything. All right, guys, we are at an hour. Any other thoughts about your post convention trip? Jeff, anything you want to tell us about your trip to, which was a surprise, man. You showed up in Alabama, and it was a blessing. We were glad to see you.
I enjoyed meeting everybody. Like, truly, I did. Like, everybody that I've talked to over the last year on here. It was like you said, Chris. I don't use this word often, but it was a blessing to meet everybody and to see Mark again and to see Matt again, and just have that like, oh yeah, I do have friends. It was just cool to see all of you, and it was nice to get back to into it. Like, I want to start building Atlantis stuff again, like custom Atlantis stuff. Like that's where I'm at. Like,
cool.
When I went to Atlanta Brick Fair, I bought 2 Atlantis sets. One was the not big spectacular gate, but like the little gate, and the other one was the mech that turns into a tank. It turns into a roller, and I'm just excited to build that. Because
the squid gate?
No, the one that came with the giant squid. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that set.
Yeah, it's dope. It was one of the original Atlantis sets I never had, and I do now, and I'm just really excited for it. Like, I can't wait. So that's where I'm at.
Good. That's awesome.
I think one of the things that really changes the first convention or two you go to, you're kind of like, oh wow, look at that build. Oh wow, look at that build. But the second, third, fourth, you're like, hey, it's like old pals. Hey, it's good to see you. Oh yeah, I remember you. Oh yeah, I remember you, but I don't remember your name. It really is a bit like a family reunion of people who just love Lego. So that's that fun social side to it as well.
Mm-hmm. My big takeaway is don't ever hug Brick Snap.
He's not a hugger.
Not a hugger.
He is not a hugger.
I gotta say, one thing that kind of blew me away that I was not expecting was that amazing defense turret on the space base.
Yeah,
was that Ant Bandits? Whose was that?
Yes, Ant Bandit. Yeah, that's
that
right.
Thing just like, I'm like, whoa! I was not expecting something like that, and now I'm like, okay, I need 5 of those.
Yeah, he needs to build 4 of those, and they just automatically go on the 4 corners of the moon base.
Yeah, each corner.
and have them all linked together for tracking.
And Bucky's needs defense. I mean, obviously.
That's true. It does. There's lots of fuel. Yeah, Adam surprised us big time with his moon base module. So we were super happy to have him a part of it and join us for the first time and kill it when he did. So
seriously,
that's awesome.
Is there a Bucky's space module that you guys have built yet? Like a Bucky's refueling center in space?
That's what Amanda wants to do.
Oh, okay. I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry.
Yeah. He wants to build a Bucky's, but he would have to have a whole table to himself because Bucky's are huge. So
300 gas pumps, for goodness sakes.
Right. But they have pretty good barbecue. All right. Thank you for joining us tonight, everybody. Had a good chat and a lot of folks viewing tonight. So get some rest, get back your creative juices, and keep on building. We will be displaying at Trains here in Kennesaw, not this weekend, but next weekend. Is that right?
Yep, that's right.
So if you're in the Atlanta area, come to the Civil War Southern Train Museum thingy in Kennesaw and come see us. There'll be a town and a moon base there, and you can hang out with some of us. And then in 2 more weeks after that, is that right, or 3?
I think it's technically 2.
12th and 13th, isn't it?
Yeah.
12th and 13th of February will be Atlanta Brick Convention, not connected to the Atlanta Brick Company. The names are similar, but it is a great start, kind of getting another start of a convention here in the Atlanta area. That'll be at the Cobb Civic Center, around the corner from the best burger joint in town, and hopefully we'll go there and have some burgers. So if you can come to that, come check us out. We'll all be there as well. Anyway, so have a great night, everybody. Do your best to take care of your neighbors. Do your best building. Build awesome and be awesome. See you guys later. Have a great night, everybody.
People will pay for pictures of Chris holding trains.